Welcome to Spending Time with Juliette, a program featuring in-depth interviews with gospel artists, songwriters, authors, and musicians who inspire and uplift God through their work. Thank you for joining us. We appreciate it. We are so blessed to have you here with us. And again, keep God first and always trust in God. God is good all the time.
You Derek and Ray in the house. See that car parked down the block? Y'all see it? They've been sitting there for the last 15 minutes. Suspicious. Oh man.
I don't wanna be a church. I don't wanna be a school. I don't wanna be at work. Don't shoot. Don't shoot. I don't wanna be the one that have to tell your mama something that they put up in the whip, hell and they eyes start jumping. All these grandmothers got you covered in the blood. Thugs think the same thing, want you covered up in blood. Going through a killer's mind, sit in the room plotting. Got the clips fully loaded, intercessor, do something. Innocent bystanders we praying for, even uniforms to shoot more. Be a peacekeeper, say the kicking in our toe. Don't wanna hear another on the building with they rifle out. Triple digits in the trench coat, that's something we should talk about. Somebody got molested or abused, now they acting out. Rejected people snap when the laws start to kick them out. I don't wanna get shot up in Sunday school. I don't wanna get shot up in summer school. I don't wanna get shot on college campus. I don't wanna get shot anytime. Put away your pistol. I don't wanna be a church. I don't wanna be a school. I don't wanna be at work. Don't shoot. Don't shoot. I don't wanna be a church. I don't wanna be a school. I don't wanna be at work. Don't shoot. Don't shoot. The world is steady bleeding. CPR need respiratory. Mouth-to-mouth resuscitation. Every hood got war stories. Trying to lock up all the line. Brian Animal King of committing homicide. From the killing to sex traffic, family life is taking a nosedive. Go to rag up, represent they hood. Color codes put you in the wood. No honor among thieves. Mob ties take you out for good. Used to play together, now we all spray together. We don't all pray together, then we all lay together. Who the one that put the hit out? Ghetto stars getting wiped out. Social media get you killed. Your Insta finger had a loud mouth. From murder worth to T-Town, Act-Town, GP to H-Town. Newspaper said a rap star was running that got close. RIP, we see the hot lead. Yellow tape, here comes the fans. Who the brains to the operations that's dumping hollow heads? From the sandbox to the pine box, from the D block to the ice. We glamorize that thug life, but we never leave on top. Most of us is from the middle class, but the twerking got us locked in. Our mama used to tell us that fast girl is sin. The reason I got shot at, two breezes came and pulled up. Distracted Jezebel, had a plan to have a shot up. I don't wanna be a church. I don't wanna be a school. I don't wanna be at work. Don't shoot. Don't shoot. I don't wanna be a church. I don't wanna be a school. I don't wanna be at work. Don't shoot. Don't shoot.
Welcome to Spending Time with Juliette. I have an amazing artist on the line. Amazing artist, can you please introduce yourself?
Well, hello, everybody. I go by the name of G. Harris 817. I am from Fort Worth, Texas. Thank you for having me on.
You're welcome. So, tell me, how did you get into acting?
Pretty much, I think when I was young, I had watched I'd always been into music, but I had watched the movie Crutch Groove, and I watched LL Cool J walk in the room with his radio, and it was his first acting scene. So I, as a young teenager and stuff, I wanted to do it all my life. But as time went by, I started to get education in schools and stuff like that. And, a couple of years back, I started to get some movie opportunities in some major movies.
Wow.
So, and I also, do screenwriting. So I've been pretty much wanting to tap into that music and acting.
Now, what was your favorite role you played thus far? What's your favorite role you played?
Pretty much, I played, I've been in, well, for the ones that don't know, it's a movie called Alita Battle Angel, and she's like an artificial intelligence, and we shot that in Dallas. It took like 12 hours, but it was more like, it was a rollerball, if y'all ever see that, it's a rollerball movie, but we was all in the arena cheering for the less fortunate one to win. She wasn't much to look at, or the kind of like the underdog.
Right.
And we was in the arena just cheering for her. So that was my favorite role so far.
Now, how did you approach that character? How did you get in character to play this part?
Pretty much I was an extra in that movie, so I wasn't the main character, but I was an extra.
Mm-hmm.
And I was in a stage play, which I met some people, and they got me recognition to be able to tag into some other movies. So
now, do you have
it was pretty much a relationship.
Okay, so do you have any formal training?
I went to the Art Institute of Dallas, where they showed us different things about filming and posing and what to do on camera and stuff. So that was pretty much my formal training.
Okay. Do you got any advice for anybody who's trying to get into acting?
I would say, everybody has acting skill.
You think so?
And it doesn't take everybody. Everybody have the ability to act.
What?
But can you get into character? Is the thing.
So pretty much.
A lot of actors you see are not good actors.
Pretty much.
They're not. They don't know how to get into character, because a lot of people who want to really act, anybody can act, but can you get into character? And that's pretty much in life. Can you get into a character that's believable for people to believe and understand and relate to? And most people it's good to go for the roles that pretty much match your character, or sometimes you'll find out there's something more in you that you didn't know and discover until you put the test, the test is put to you.
Now, you said everybody actor it pretty much can act. Are you saying we all a bunch of characters out around here acting out life?
Correct. The reason I say that is because you got so many reality shows that's on now. And you can see people act a fool on camera.
Right.
You can see people yelling at each other, fighting. So it's all about tapping into the emotion part of it. When somebody see you and say, that they usually so quiet, I didn't know they get radical and loud. And that, that lets us know we can all be an actor if we put our mind to it. We all are actors.
Okay. Now tell me, how did you get into the military? Were you enlisted? How did that happen? How did you get into the military?
I used to laugh at the ROTC at school. Not thinking laughing at them going down the hall. I would say left, right, left, making jokes at them and stuff. And I was like, I would never go to no military. So pretty much as time went by, I was getting ready to graduate, and I get a call from us men at a young age, hormones going crazy. I get a call from a lady, and she said, "Have you ever thought about joining the military?" I said, "No, ma'am." I said, I would never join the military." So she said, "Okay, can I just come talk to you?" I said, "You can talk all you want, but it ain't gonna change my mind." So when I opened the door, the lady was beautiful, and it pretty much, I was like, where do I? It was just like that. They were sending this lady.
You said, where do I sign?
She was so beautiful. I said, where do I sign?
Oh, my God.
Women like you. And at 18, I said, wow. And, I signed on dotted line, and come to find out, she was winning over friends of mine all around that area.
Oh, my God.
We laughed about that. And when my mother came home, she said, "Boy, you better tell him you're not going." I said, "I already signed on the dotted line. I'm going to swear in." So that's what got me in.
Now, did you, wow, that was crazy. Did you see combat while you were there?
Still, I served in those too, but I didn't see any killing or anything, but I stayed out in the field in those times, so. I did serve in those.
Now, do you regret following this lady that wasn't even in the military? She just was trapping y'all.
No, I don't. I think it's a great thing to really, we say serve our country.
Yes.
But a lot of times, it's about discipline and becoming a man or woman. Mm-hmm. We all need to go through a phase like that to grow up. Somebody to whip in to a maturity stage. Because the thing about it, if I stayed out on the streets, I would have been killed because I was in I come from a dangerous area. Okay. So I have no regrets. I think it gave me life skills and discipline as a man now. Pretty much, I would do it all over again, but I would probably join the Air Force.
Now, what was the most challenging part of being in the military? What did you find the most challenging part?
I would say being out in the cold is difficult because you can be out there for 30 days or more, and the temperature, if they send you to a cold place, it's 30 degrees below. And I went to some cold places where it's freezing. Wow. Then you have to deal with the elements outside. You have to deal with the bugs, the insects, whether it's live wild animals. That was the biggest challenge for me. A snake, everything was around you. So you're out there living in the woods.
Now, do you have any advice for anybody who's planning on joining the military?
I would say talk to somebody who has some experience. Sometimes recruiters, they looking for a certain quota, and they offer you all these perks. But I would say it's best to talk to somebody to coach you into finding the right occupation, because you can go into an occupation and when you get out, not qualify for a certain job because everything that you sign up for doesn't work on the outside. So I would say, like people in engineering or people in the medical field, I would say find a place to where it can fit your resume when you come back into population as a civilian.
Okay. Now, what inspired you to write your book?
Pretty much, I've always been an encourager all my life because, adversity has always been around me. And I guess as time went by, something popped in my mind that everybody got a book on the inside of them. And that's always been with me. I've never heard nobody say that, but that's what dropped in my spirit. Everybody got a book in them. So everybody, there's been a circumstance. We all have a book where we can teach somebody something. So as I was, started writing my first book, I started seeing people, making an impact on people, and I started joining groups, and I said, this is something that you can leave a legacy behind by writing a book. That's one of the toughest things to do, to sit down and write and be transparent, to write your life out.
Now, what message were you trying to convey when you wrote your book? What were you trying to tell the people about you?
Well, I deal with psychological warfare. So I want them to be able to, a lot of people just write books and they tell them their story, but they may not have instructions behind what to do with their personal life. So for me, I want people to know, that far as me, I kind of want them to know my character and my passion of what I wanted to deliver to them, and to help them find themselves, in the fight, because we're going to always fight as long as we have flesh around us. As long as we have life, there's going to be fights. But the thing about it, what blesses us the most is when we're able to pull somebody else out of captivity.
Now, where can people find your book? Tell the people the title of your book and where they can find it.
Well, I have one on Amazon called Spoken Words of Authority. Encouragement during adversity. I wrote that a few years ago, and I have a couple of prayer books out. I can't think of the names off the top of my head.
Oh my goodness!
But I did send you that because so many, and I'm getting ready to.
How many books do you have? How many books have you written?
I have that one I wrote myself. Then I have 2 prayer books. Actually, the other one I remember now, Soulful Prayers.
Okay.
Is with 60 other authors. I don't know the publisher, but you can type in Soulful Prayers, and it's a prayer book. And then the other one is 360 Day Prayer Devotion. That's the 3rd book, and those are bestsellers. And I'm getting ready to, I'm finished writing my other book that's going to be dealing with soul ties and bloodline covenants. Finished writing that. I've done the graphics. So I'm doing all the edits and stuff and trying to decide what publisher to go with.
Now, how did you come up with these books and titles? How did you come up with this? I mean, what inspired you?
Pretty much prayer. I'm a praying man, and I believe in fivefold ministry. And just a lot of times when you're praying, God give you, when you're in an intercessor, God will give you ideas and stuff, and those, all those words you can hear. You just hear it and you see it when you're interceding for someone. And I'm one of those type of persons. I don't complain about what the church not doing or what people not doing. I look at those in between to say, what, this is something I can do, and I can fill in the blanks for people that may not get their answers from the normal sermons they hear. So for me, that's what puts and fuels me, and just trying to find a solution.
Now, do you have any advice for someone who's trying to be an author?
I would say the best thing for a person to do is keep a lot of notebooks and write down, especially for a person and like me, I'm a dreamer. I have prophetic dreams. And to write those things down, scripture already said, write the vision, make it plain. But writing down every idea you have, writing down everything, because it's your resume, and all the ideas, all the dreams, everything that you think of, start writing it down. You'll have a book in itself if you write down all your experiences and stuff like that, whether somebody been molested, whether somebody want to be in the sports, whether somebody want to be an actor. You can write all those things down in ideals and what you want to do with occupation. You'll look up and see so much data. That'll give you an idea. So writing down everything is the first step. I said the first step is step out and then step in.
Okay. Step out on faith and then step in on faith?
So step out on faith and step into your destiny. Okay.
Now tell me, you said you are a prophetic dreamer. Now explain for people who don't understand what does that mean. Tell me about that. What does that mean?
A prophetic dream, and God is showing you what's. A lot of times, God is showing you what's going on in the earth realm before the news may come on, or if He has something He needs to be done or relayed out of the Spirit and stuff, or show me something. Show something specific that somebody else may not see, or show me an assignment. I'm trying to use an example. Okay, for example, sometimes I see people that might be in darkness or getting ready to step into darkness or caught up into something. I might see them in a dream. Mm-hmm. So in that dream, I see that person's face, and when I wake up, I say, when you see dreams like that, God is revealing something. He's gonna, a lot of times when you're just asleep, He wants to reveal something to you. But the thing about it, you got to get instructions first on whether He wants you to go talk to that person or just pray for that person. He show you those are warnings. A lot of them are warnings or circumstances and stuff. So I've had dreams talking to people in high places that I needed to go relay a message or a warning before, that destruction happened, or if a church is under fire or churches, things like that. I see all kinds of stuff. So,
now, have you been having those all your life? Did it start these dreams start as a child?
All my life, since I was a kid, but I didn't understand
what it was,
what those things was, and I didn't understand who I was. So for years, I just kept a lot of stuff to myself. But when I started to have these dreams, and I would look on the news or I would see something, it was like a premonition to me, and I'm like, "Whoa! I just dreamed about that."
Now, do you have any advice for someone that's like going through what you're going? Because it's got to be a little scary to see things before it happens.
It can be when you don't understand. The advice is to ask, like I said, first advice, ask God for instructions, because some people hear, I have the dream and go share it with somebody that may not understand it, or somebody who's operating in witchcraft. So that's the dangerous part in sharing the dream with somebody who can help interpret it, because you may see the dream and may not can interpret what it means and stuff. So you can't share those dreams with everybody.
You got to go in prayer first, huh?
Yeah.
Wow.
Right.
Now tell me, what inspired you to become a rapper? Now, what genre of music do you call yourself? A gospel rapper, a Christian rapper? What genre do you consider you're rapping?
I call myself a kingdom rapper because,
kingdom rapper.
Like I said, fivefold ministry. I go through the scripture, Ephesians 4:11, and he gave some apostles, prophets, evangelists, pastors, teachers for the perfecting of the saints. So I believe in fivefold ministry, and a lot of my rap is prophetic things. Like the song I got called "Bring Down the Fire." Mm-hmm. I wrote it last September, October, November area, and then look up, fires started to happen.
Oh my goodness!
Right after that, yeah, and I was like, because I'm saying we need the fire to come down, not like California, and I said that specific word. So here comes this year, and fire started coming. All the words I was saying in that song started to manifest and stuff. So that's a prime example of that. But kingdom, like I said, when I say kingdom, I mean the whole body of Christ as a whole, and kingdom ministry, and because I would say the same thing that got me into acting is the same thing that made me want to be a rapper. It goes back to that Cross Guru movie. He started rapping. He had that radio, and I was like, "Wow, I want to do this."
Okay.
And ever since LL Cool J is the first rapper I was exposed to. When I seen him come in that room and take control and get the girls, I was like, "Man, this is me. I want to, I want to be like him. I want to, be a rapper when I grow up." And so I rap and sing and everything.
So, who was your biggest musical influencer when you were growing up?
Well, back to him.
LL Cool J.
Yeah, he was the first. He was the first influence. If you're talking about gospel, then that's a different story. But
What about gospel? Who's your? What about your? Well, you do. So, who was your favorite gospel rapper?
I would say T-Bone. Around 1995, I was rapping. I'm an ex-gang member, survivor of a drive-by shooting, so I used to rap gangster rap. So a young lady come up to me.
Wait a minute.
Come up to me.
You went past that. You an ex who? Glenn. You an ex. You an ex. I can hear you now. You went so fast. You an ex what?
I'm an ex-gang member, survivor of drive-by shooting.
Wow.
So I used to rap. I used to rap gangster rap. I was influenced, by gangster rap. That's what I got into until 1995. A young lady come up to me that that lived in my apartment, and I didn't realize she was a Christian. So she come up to me. It was in 1995, and she handed me a cassette tape. She said, "I want you to go listen to this and tell me what you think." She never did say nothing, but it was T-Bone. T-Bone played in Fighting Temptations with Beyonce and Cuba Gooding Jr.
Okay.
He was a rapper on there in the orange jumpsuit, like they were prisoners.
Okay.
But when I heard the music, I said, "Wow, what is this?" And she said, "It's called Christian rap." I said, "I like this." So I didn't just jump right into it, but a seed was planted. Because I was traveling with, credible artists out there and pretty much on some major platforms.
Really?
But that seed was planted. That seed was planted, and a few years later, somebody said, this pastor say, "Hey, I know what you're doing is good, but I will give you this amount of money to make this type of product."
Wow.
For Christian. And I said, "I don't know anything about Christian rap." So I was kind of tricked into coming to a church and rapping, and I never did leave.
Wow. I don't think it was a trick. I think it was God's design.
Oh, trick. Right. They just say, "We just want you to rap your own way."
Wow.
So to me, it was a trick, but I know nothing happens
without God.
It was purpose in it.
Yes. Now, what message are you trying to give any young rappers or the world through your rapping, your songs? What message are you trying to deliver to the world?
I'm pretty much called to the prisons and people on the streets, or people that are aggressive, or just I call it impact music. I want pretty much transformation through music and stuff. With an unapologetic.
Okay. Now, how old were you when you first wrote your first Christian rap? How old were you?
Pretty much, maybe about 25, maybe.
So you didn't start
25.
Okay. Now, tell me something. If you could collaborate with anybody, who would you collaborate with, and why?
Pretty much, I would like to do something with Marvin Sapp and Fred Hammond. I've been around both of them, but I never got the chance to do music. And pretty much Leandria Johnson and Tone.
Okay.
I met Tone before, so and Dietrich Haddon.
Oh yeah, those some good ones.
Definitely. I was on stage with him years ago. He was calling somebody to come to the stage and to sing on something, and I did, and he was blown away.
Wow!
So I was like, man, I would love to work with him one day.
Now, do you have any advice for anybody that's out here trying to do what you're doing? Any advice about anybody that's rapping? Or
gotta ride it out for Jesus. No, I love that song. So I tell you that.
Oh my goodness!
I request that.
You just tricked me. Okay, all right.
Yeah, you have to be sold out.
Yes.
Not just doing it as a gift, but you have to be sold out to God and really serious about this because somebody's soul is at stake.
Yes.
So that's why I say, somebody's soul is at stake, and what you're saying, a lot of people are gifted, but are you anointed? Because we know the anointing destroys the yoke.
Yes.
So that's, you have to be serious about ministry and serious about your walk, because sometimes crossing over from secular arena to the gospel arena, you may not get the numbers right away. You may not get the finance right away. You may not get the platform right away. And so the God is presenting a table in front of our enemies. In due season, we'll reap if we faint not. So I want to encourage the ones out there to be serious about this, because at the end of the day, when you're not seeing the numbers or the success, it's not always about how good you are. You can have the money and the finance behind you, but if God is not behind your vision, then you won't go anywhere.
That is so true. That's true. Unless, of course, the devil's behind your vision. He can be there too. So, you have to be careful.
That's what I was talking about the other day on the live, that the enemy can also give you an itinerary and send you all over the world.
Yes.
Because he may have an assignment on you to plant a seed in different places. So he used Christian artists too.
Yes, he do.
That'll sell out God. So sometimes we see that and we're like, look what God is doing for this artist. And it's not always God. The devil is our itinerary too.
Yes, he does. He knows stuff too, and he uses it against other people. He's right there, whispering in your ear every day. This what you're doing is it's not a joke. You have to, like you said, you have to be serious. This is not, and it's hard. It's hard. It ain't easy. I believe that if you're working for God, them doors don't always open like that. Because it's the devil back there holding that door closed on you.
Because he'll use a gifted person that's really gifted, that's really moving people, and that might have a lust problem or might deal with some kind of issue. And he'll use that person, the enemy will send him somewhere, and they expose them in front of everybody. But what he want to do is make the kingdom look bad.
Yes.
So he'll use that. He'll use that and he'll use somebody so big that get out there, but what he wants to do is make the whole church culture and the whole kingdom culture look bad by that person falling.
And you know what? That's what he's doing right now with ministers, with gospel artists, whatever. That's what he's doing right now. He's doing exactly what you said. He can't wait to knock somebody who's really up there in the Christian world off their pedestal and make them look bad. Make all Christian looks bad. So you're right. That's what he's waiting for.
Right, because it takes one. And it don't, that one person don't represent all of us.
Yes.
But people will look at that one person and look at the whole mass and say, well, they're no better than the secular artists. They're doing the same thing. So that's how the enemy works. He uses people like that and say, you know what? This person got a lot of influence. This person got a lot of pull. They're going places. I'm gonna cause phone calls to happen. I'm gonna cause the money so they get to these places. And when they slip, I'm gonna be right there.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's so true. That is so true. So we are going to play one of your songs.
Okay, Code Red. Like I said earlier, I'm a survivor of drive-by shooting, ex-gang member. But what I was seeing was a lot of kids get killed and a lot of people in gangs getting killed by drive-by shootings. So, I was thinking to myself, it's a Code Red, it's a state of emergency. So, we got to fight for our kids and stuff. So that's how I came up with Code Red.
Nice song, Glenn. Hey, I got a question. How did you come up with the name? How did you come up with the name G Harris?
Getting your daily dose of nutrients.
One G Harris 817. What does that mean?
My birth name is Glenn Harris, but I don't use I tell people don't call me Glenn Harris 817 because it's not. It's G Harris 817. At first I had G Harris for years, but I started to look on the internet at different areas, and there was a lot of G Harrises out there.
Wow.
All across the world.
Really?
So one day I was like, I need to change my name because it used to be 5-Star General, but people had 5-Star General also. So I said, I'm going to use 5-Star General as my brand. But the G Harris, one day I just kind of heard in my spirit, G Harris 817. And I thought to myself, that 817 represents my area code, and nobody else out here has that name with the area code that they can use. So I said, you know what, let me go copyright that so nobody else from another city or state can use 817 because they're not from where I'm from. So that's how I came up with it. And I tell people, don't forget the 817 because when you Google G Harris 817, it shows everything about me.
Okay, now tell me, Glenn, G Harris 817, I'm sorry. Where can they find your music? Where can people, if they're looking for your book, Is it on Amazon? Or if they're looking to listen to your music or find anything about you, where can they find it?
Right. Well, if they can't find me, they can Google G Harris 817. It shows everything about me, including if they go to Spotify, Amazon, iTunes, they can type in G Harris 817. I have over 10. I may have 10 or 11 projects that I've released throughout the year. So I have a bunch of material, so they can go to those platforms, and they can go to my website. Also, it's www.gharris817.org. That'll pull up all the information about me also.
Now, do you have anything coming out? Any projects that we should be looking for?
Yes, I just dropped 2 singles, one called Bring Down the Fire and one called Loyalty. Those are 2 singles off a full project that I have that's finished, but I'm looking into releasing it maybe in the summer or September or so, where I have some headliners, mainstream artists on there. So that's my next project. It's called Hood Gospel 3. Okay. I have a Hood Gospel 1 and 2, but this is the third edition. But it's coming.
All right, Glenn, it has been a pleasure. I keep on calling you that name. G Harris 817. It has been a pleasure having you on Spending Time with Juliette. And I look forward to your new stuff coming out. So thank you once again. You have any final words for anyone in the audience?
I just want to say, continue to pray without ceasing. Your prayers are the righteous availeth much. Your prayers mean something. Your prayers come to life. Death and life is in the power of the tongue, and those that love it eat the fruit thereof. So continue to pray about a situation, because you change it with your words. And I want to thank you for the opportunity and thinking of me, to come on the interview.
You're welcome.
It's a hard situation that's hard to can't be dumbfounded. Police your own blood. Call on Jesus, so we all gon' get shot. Keep the fuck music, let's up the blood. From the inner court to the outer courts and the holies of the holies. It's our birthright to prosper. We can come to the wrong boldly. It don't matter if you're tatted up. Used to bang up in and head up. Crack addicts getting locked up. Elevated from the block up. It's an alcoholic detox that'll flood your immune system. Blood is Jesus got you. When the devil wants you, but this Holy Ghost fire just made a hostage situation. You don't have the right to the nation. Keep the focus on our big fire. Back in days before salvation. Wanna bust your head over. Now we got sanctification. Wanna get your mind over. Can't be nice no more. Never looking for mass decapitation. If it's our jumping out, we gotta cut it, feel the lesson. Like the Twin Towers collapsing. When your face is box up general. Spit fire to the DI. Should've killed me when I was knee-high. When I knocked around our bullets. Now we're standing toe to toe with her. Got demon repellent. Yet I charge with it. Break the old.
Thank you for tuning into my program. I hope you join us again next week. So enjoy your morning, your afternoon, or your evening. And again, keep God first, and God is good all the time. See you again.